How cool, Mommy? I'm looking.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking Jake.
Who's Jake?
I gotta wait. The Jake comes.
I have to wait
Jake! Go wait to Jake.
We gotta wait for Jake?
Yeah.
Where's Jake?
Jake over here. Jake! Don't worry, Jake. I'm coming one.
Don't worry, Chase. We're coming to find you.
We're going this way. Let's jump.
Let's jump.
Jake! Jake! Where are you? Jake! Jake! I did Jake in line. Let's jump. Jake! Hey, Jake, Mom.
I don't know. Where is he?
He's gone.
Let's go eat lunch.
But you go find Jake.
We'll find Jake after we eat lunch.
Come on, Mom.
Where are we going?
Going there. Look.
So what's on your face?
Let's jump.
What's on your face?
I jump in my hand.
Did you put makeup on?
Yeah. I did my hand.
You did your hand?
Yeah.
What is it?
In makeup.
It's
It's black and pink.
It's black and pink makeup?
Yeah. And that will shake.
Is it mascara?
Yeah.
Maybe a little eyeliner?
Let's jump. Jake!
Jake!
Jake! Where are you?
I'm really interested in this look that you did. What do you call that?
I called Jake.
You call it the Jake?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Zachary's like, I'm hungry. Why are we eating lunch? Oops.
I got lunch. I got scissors.
Connor, what is this?
Black sweet.
Is that your bracelet?
Yeah.
You made it at church? Show me your bracelet. What's on there? There was a giraffe. What happened to the giraffe?
Giraffe is gone.
Yeah. What's that though?
Monkey.
That's a monkey?
Yeah, they have beans.
Why did you learn about animals today?
And was
Because they're cool. I heard you learned about Noah.
What?
Noah, yeah. What did Noah do?
Dingo, cupcake, a cracker, and water.
Oh, you had cupcakes and crackers and water at church? Did you learn about Noah's boat? What did he put on the boat? Animals! What kind of animals?
Sweet buns.
Zebras! You put zebras on the boat?
Yeah.
That's so cool. So we just got back from women's ministry. That's different from MOPS. That's like a different thing I go to. And they actually like have lesson plans for the kids. Normally when I just go to church, it's like, oh, okay, here's the here's like we're watching kids for 30-45 minutes, but this is like, okay, we have your kids for 2 hours, we're going to teach them a lesson. So Connor learned about Noah, and I'm just trying to reinforce the story at home so it becomes familiar to him. And I was talking to the teacher today, and I asked her how he does, because I don't really know what Connor's like when I'm not around, and Connor's different. He definitely has his moments where he misbehaves, and I know it happens more when he's comfortable. So obviously he's comfortable with mom and dad. He's going to test his limits, and he's even comfortable with Chris and Christina. So sometimes when they watch him, he will test his limits with them. So I know how he is with them. But I don't know how he is like with people that are older than me. You know, like the lady who's watching the kids, she's like 30-40 years old. So I don't know. And then also I'm curious as to how he interacts with other kids, because he lately has been like trying to he's been a little greedy, like with the toys around Zachary. He'll like take the toys out of Zachary's hand and be like, no, this is mine. And so I'm like, oh dear God, please tell me he does not do this at church. Please don't be that kid. But she said that he's actually really sweet, and maybe it's because he knows that those aren't his toys. All these toys at the house, he knows that he had them before Zach had them. So, and he's used to getting all the toys. He's not used to having to share at home. So maybe that's why. But she did say he was shy. And I noticed that too when I took him to one of the Mops play dates, that he just kind of stayed to himself, which kind of made me sad. Like, he was playing, but he didn't interact with the other children. Like, he didn't talk to the other kids or anything. Then there's been other situations, like we went to a doctor's appointment where went to the doctor's appointment and he had toys and the other kids didn't have toys. They were just like all bored. And he offered his toys to the other kids, and then he kind of looked at me because it was time to leave. And so I told him, like, go up to the kid and say, can I have my toys, please? And he did it. So I know he's not too shy, I think, where, like, he's terrified. And I think if I keep working with him like that, he'll do better. But that was what that little clip was about. I feel like I'm in a constant state of getting my life together. I feel like I'm always like, damn, really need to get my life together in one aspect or another. So no difference. Still feel like I need to get my life together. It just kind of cycles onto which aspects. But I do feel that lately I've been more successful. I originally, when I had Zachary, felt like I had to get my life together as a mom. And I feel like, hang on, I'm texting Christina. So I felt like when I had Zachary, I needed to get my life together as a mom. I felt like I was not good at handling two children, which as a new mom, like, I'm too hard on myself. It's fine. When you're a mom for the first time and then a mom again for the second time, it's like a whole new world that you're trying to navigate through. So I'm not mad at myself for me kind of sucking in the beginning. Obviously, nobody died. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like, I'm just too hard on myself. I definitely feel like I have that 110% under control. I'm perfectly capable of taking both children to pretty much any location, and I don't keep the fact that I have two children from keeping me from, like, going out and doing things. I used to always be like, Michael, when you get home from work, can you go pick up toilet paper or can you go pick up formula? And now I get my butt in that car with both kids and I drag their butts into the store in 99-degree heat. I get what I need and I get back. Occasionally there's a meltdown. I'm not perfect. But I'm trying to say, like, I'm more comfortable, like, going through those challenges. I'm more comfortable navigating through carrying these children around with me all the time. And so then after that, I felt like I needed to get my life together, kind of like in wifehood, if that's a word. I wanted to work on my marriage because that's another challenge. When you have kids, things kind of fall off in the marital department. And sometimes you get so busy making sure you're a good mom, you forget to be a good wife. So I had to work on that. And that's going to be an ongoing challenge. But as the case is currently, I do feel like Michael and I are in a good place, which is nice. And then another, I don't know if this will be an ongoing challenge, but it's just been something that I've been challenged with. I'm kind of a new Christian. I was raised Catholic, not necessarily strictly, but all the Catholic foundations were instilled in me from a very young age. And then after about 8th grade, my mom was like, do what you want. And so I never had a personal relationship with God. During the time that Michael and I broke up, I went on a date with a boy who took me to church. And as odd as it sounds, I do think, like, that's kind of one of the reasons Michael and I broke up. Because if that boy did not take me to that church, if he did not show me what a Christian, what a welcoming and loving Christian service could be and is, then I probably would have always thought of Christianity as Catholicism and never pursued a personal relationship with God. So we did that, and then Michael and I got married, and we traveled around so much that we never really set down roots in a church. And then when we had Connor is when I was really like, okay, we need to sit down and have a home church and stuff. So we stood up and professed our lives to Jesus in, let's see, Connor was born in 2012. So 2013 when Connor was 6 months old. And then it's been an ongoing journey to build a relationship with God. It's something that as time goes on, I'm being tested in and I'm growing stronger in, and now I feel a lot of strength in that department. So I've accomplished those 3 mile markers, not necessarily like where I can check them off the list, but where I'm comfortable handling that challenge. And for me, not the most important, but I think the most ongoing challenge is my weight. I have been a yo-yo dieter since as long as I can remember. I go through periods where I don't necessarily eat super duper healthy, but I'm very good at self-discipline and restricting myself from eating certain foods like carbs or anything that's like really fatty. And I am not the best at necessarily replacing it with healthy food. I just limit the bad foods, if that makes sense. And it's just a struggle. I have lost 30 pounds before and gained it after having children, and I was set on losing the weight after I had Zachary. I fell off with us losing our jobs and with us moving in with my mom and then moving to San Diego with Chris and Christina and then buying a house. I just really fell off. I didn't make myself a priority. I didn't make my health a priority. I made everything else a priority, like all those things that I just talked about, which I'm fine with in a way, because I do think that I eat my feelings. And if I would have failed in all those other ways, I definitely would have been eating my feelings a lot more. So I started losing weight after I had Zachary. I think I went down like 20 pounds and I was on this really good winning streak. I think at the best moment I had lost like 23 pounds, but I got discouraged because at 23 pounds I was only 7 pounds away from my goal weight, and I looked at my body and I realized that I'm not in the same body that I was before I had my children, that getting back to that number is not going to cut it. My goal weight was what I was before. It's like 20 pounds more than high school, and high school is like 145. I would have been comfortable with 155, 165, which is where I had been before as an adult after I had gained all my curves and whatnot. And so I was really close to that. I think I was like 175 or something like that. Or maybe 174 at my best recently, a couple months ago. And I'm like, cool, you're only like less than 10 pounds away. And like I said, I just looked at my body and I'm like, dude, you're not 10 pounds away. You got a long way to go. And maybe it's because I didn't worry so much about muscle. I worried more about the scale. So I'm just like, it was devastating. And I kind of said, fuck it, for lack of a better word. And just said, okay, well, you tried your hardest. And like, even if you got back to the weight that you were, you're never going to look the same. So like, feel free to just eat whatever the hell you want and enjoy these genetic changes that your body's going through. So I got, just like I said, I put my health on the back burner, but I really want to try to do it again. And it sucks. I see other people do it. I know I'm not crazy. I see people say like on YouTube, yeah, I'm gonna lose weight and like you could do it together, and then they just shut up about it. You don't hear about it anymore because they completely fell off and they're embarrassed to say so, and they don't even bother trying again because they don't want to like fall off again. But here I am, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to try to get healthier, and this time I'm going to focus more on my fitness level, on toning my body and making it more muscular, and hopefully the weight will just follow, because I learned the hard way that it's like not the number on the scale, and I think I've always known that. I just never like lived it. So now that I've lived it, I'm like, okay, I get it. I know that I'm talking like a whole bunch, but I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I wanted to get that off my chest. And then I just wanted to mention that I'm gonna try to make these vlogs shorter. I'm gonna, if I have a bunch of footage, like once I have 15-ish minutes of footage, I'm just gonna upload. It may just be a 1-day vlog, it may be a 2-day vlog, it may be a week-long vlog, but these 40-minute vlogs aren't working for me, and I don't think they're working for you either. So I just want to keep them a little bit shorter, and then it also helps because I use my vlog channel as a catalog of my life, so it's hard to figure out like when something happened, because so many things, like the last vlog, so many things happened, so it's not something that's like easy for me to reference, and I want it to be easier for me to reference. Do you hear these children? They're supposed to be taking a nap, and they're in the background playing. And then, so that's pretty much everything that's going on. Oh, and then the other thing is, I think me and Michael got some allergies going on. We don't feel sick. I just have an itchy throat and some like sinus issues. And like I said, I don't feel sick. I don't have a cough. I don't have any phlegm. I don't have a sore throat. I'm not sick. And it happened like when Michael cut the grass, so that's why we think it's allergies too, because we were both out there, and Michael has it worse than me, but as soon as he got in, he was like, damn it. He's like, I got too much pollen. I'm going to have allergies for a little bit. And so I was like, really? I don't feel anything. But then I woke up with some sinus pressure here, and it's not even running. My nose isn't even running. Like I said, there's no like snot or phlegm anywhere. It's just like, it's just blocked. It's just like, there you go. My nostrils are like swollen shut pretty much. So I've been a little bit of a mouth breather. But anyways, like I said, I just wanted to fill you guys in because I haven't really talked to you guys like this too much.